Hey guys, JuV Day 4, and today's video is going to be a book review of The Art of Prophecy by Wesley Chu. I read this and finished it, and it's all one that I want to talk about. Now, the problem that I had with this book was that it kept getting stuck in my work bag, and I wasn't being proactive enough about picking it out of there again to be able to get on with reading it. So it languished a bit, but I just wanted to talk about it. The Art of Prophecy is the first in a series, the War Art Saga, and the whole plan and story is based around a prophecy that's gone wrong. The Chosen One is meant to be the one to defeat an immortal guy, and he's going to save the kingdom, and well, as it turns out, the prophecy is not quite right, and the Chosen One's been made a little bit useless in some ways, but he's, been celebrated and lauded and everything, and has been made a little bit useless just based on the fact that he's been trained badly. Luckily, in comes Taishi, who is an old grandmaster and who is coming back to sort of see what's going on and tries to fix the problem. And then there's another handful of people that are also point of view characters, but the main ones are the Chosen One, Wen Jian, the old master, Ling Taishi, Salminde, a warrior from the other side, and Kisame, a assassin who is very keen on the idea of getting paid. The Art of Prophecy has a lot to say about prophecy, destiny, and it's a secondary world fantasy, very heavily inspired by Asian cultures, and it's very, very cool. It's a cool book. It's very much of the zeitgeist of now. It's similar to, the Greenbone Saga and the Poppy War books, in that it's secondary world fantasy with a lot of Asian influence that is very much doing things in some ways based on real world events. And this one does a lot of very interesting stuff. Wesley Chu, I've read some of his stuff before. I read the IO books from his sci-fi series. I can't remember. I've read 2 out of the 5, and it was a good series, but there was definitely some weaknesses that I saw, and some of those do still get reflected in this book as well, but I really enjoyed it a lot. It did a lot of very good stuff, and very notably it played around with point of view characters, and sort of you never quite get a great idea of who is the actual ones that are properly dangerous. Because, it's all martial arts, and it's gonna be, do a lot to do with who's stronger than who's more powerful. And that's one of the things that the book is probably least interested in some ways, because it keeps disputing it by virtue of having all of these characters make assessments in their own, their own point of view ones, and then having other ones sort of go and view it and go, oh, that one's blah. So it does a lot with that unreliable narrator, different points of view sort of thing, and it plays around with a lot of these ideas, and I just really loved Taishi. She was such a very good character, and I really, really, really liked her, and I was so glad, spoilers, that she didn't die at the end, because it sure seemed like she was gonna. The book is really trying to subvert a lot of ideas around prophecy in particular. It does a lot of things where it's like, well, the prophecy is kind of fucked, but also it's not actually all that fucked necessarily. There's a lot of things going on, but all of the sort of answers that are like, ooh, spiritual ideas, they're very much looked down upon when people spout them out loud, which is a weird one. But like, there's some real interesting things going on, and I really like the idea that was sort of put upon when they meet the original Oracle and get told by his caretakers that, yeah, the prophecy was meant to be amended every 19 years, and that's been, about 500 years since that actually happened. Well, definitely going to be wrong now, isn't it? Human error is always going to be something that we have to account for in that sort of prophecy-based thing. It's just the thing that makes sense. We are weird fucking up creatures, and, you know, we do it. I really liked how when Jan is given a really strong arc of realising that he doesn't actually know what he fucking thinks he knows. He knows nothing, and it just suits that sort of thing. He's been born into the lap of privilege, effectively, by virtue of being identified as the hero at very, very, very young age, and being taken to train separate from everybody, but he has been fucked over by his masters, by effectively them all trying to curry favour and playing the politics game, and it's just, his life is a sad, sad, sad thing if you think about it for too long, because the boy just doesn't understand for most of the book. In fact, I would say all of the book. He's starting to get better at the end, but he's not there yet. Taishi was an excellent character, I already said that, but she was just so impossibly cool. Crippled old master who's only got the use of one arm, and she just kicks so much ass, but she's also pretty damn humble about things. She doesn't just go, oh yeah, I'm just impossible to beat. She's always looking for the challenge. She's doing the very martial art thing of, there's always someone better than you, so let's go and beat them up. And it's really cool. But she's very much a very cool character, because she doesn't just take things at face value. She goes, but what if that's actually not true? And she's able to see through so many lies because she can just work it out. She's been around forever, so she knows what's going on, and she goes, yeah, no, I've seen enough to know that you're talking bullshit. I also really liked Salminde. She was such a cool character. I really liked her and her arc, and hopefully there'll be some real good stuff going on. But yeah, she had so much still to do by the end, and it's really, you can tell it's the first in a series, because there's so much that is definitely left at least somewhat unresolved. Like, it wraps things up for now, but it's definitely going to get into more of them as it goes on, and I am looking forward to picking that up whenever I get a chance to, because it's been a fun book, really. Kisame is another one that's really suffering from the, we're going to do a sequel to this basically immediately, and she's introduced at around the halfway point in the book. She's a new point of view character that's being introduced then, and realistically, she's a little shit. She's a character that's definitely difficult to like, because she is an assassin who is obsessed with being the best and trying to get out, so that but like her version of getting out is being like, yeah, I'm gonna strike out and be my own mercenary assassin with my little team of people. I don't want to be beholden to anybody else, and I am clearly the best. And you know, like, that character is always a little difficult to love for a lot of people, so she's intentionally left that way. She doesn't really get much character growth over the course of her time in the book, and yeah, she definitely is left in a place where she is going to be doing stuff in the sequel. In the rest of the series, she was introduced when she was, because at that point, like, presumably there was no other way of getting her into the plot before that, but at this point is the only one that it just feels a bit rushed in some ways, and that's fine. She's definitely needed for whatever they're doing next, but I kind of wish that she'd been introduced or at least set up a little bit earlier. Like, she's just one of the assassins sent by the Dukes, and that's fine, but yeah, I would have liked to have had her have a little bit more stuff earlier in the book before she was introduced, so that she could actually be feeling like a more likable character or something, you know? I really enjoyed this book. It's got a lot of fun world building, it's got a lot of fun characters, and it's definitely setting itself up for further stuff, so see how I feel after the next book, I guess. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this book. If you've read it, I would love to know, so tell me down below. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and that you remember to like and share it, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbnails over there to see other videos by me, click on the link in the description down below to join my Discord, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next day of JuV. Bye!